Alright, we're back with more Heaven's Vault. This game is really cool. Big fan. It's a language exploration archaeology game. It's kind of like Outer Wilds, but with a language focus. And it's got a lot of cool ideas. Leading a robot of 6 looking for a missing roboticist, Janiki Renba. Trails led them to a ruin hidden inside the center of a dangerous river vortex known as the Cyclone. But what was Renba doing here? Why did he want Miari to follow him? And where is Renba? Is he still here?
Can I interject before you start?
Yeah.
Hi, Yahan and Game Saucer and everyone else who's just joined. It's my birthday, and for my birthday, Dylan got me a Cheesy Gordita Crunch costume. So I'm gonna sit here and be a Cheesy Gordita Crunch. It was a whole new level of, you know, interacting with this delicious food.
Second controller didn't want to work.
Thanks, Yahan. So. Thanks, Game Saucer. I know, isn't it great? He really knocked it out of the park with this one. We're gonna wear what we go to Taco Bell.
Weird for Halloween at least, right? Might have to switch to mouse and keyboard because my controller doesn't seem to be wanting to register. I have a guess maybe what the problem is. Oh wait, maybe we got it now. If you were to Taco Bell, you'd be a gordita cannon.
Exactly.
Great. So let's review the core gameplay loop here. Let me see if I can pull up the notes. I can definitely check the timeline, which is pretty cool. Let's look at inscriptions. Yeah, so the basic idea is that you have these different symbols, and you have to try to figure out what the symbols mean, often through context. So like I had this one that I found carved above a hearth, which made me think that it had something to do with fire, right? Or we had one that was found in a graveyard, which probably had to do with death or peace or something like that. So we're able to get to each of these objects and then try to use context from other times we've seen those same symbols to deduce what they ought to mean. I wonder if I ever believed that, or dug that grave in the loop like they do on Eox. Loop is say to be reborn, a soul must return to the rivers. Burying someone prevents them from coming back. It's the worst thing you can do to your enemies. Garden bed. Something must have been able to grow here once. I can't see how. Someone died here. Someone else buried them, but not Renba. The wood's far older than that. I haven't found new inscriptions in a while. I don't think I've explored this section. I do like the graphics in this game. I haven't seen too much of it in other titles. Who is buried outside then? Ever owned this place first, perhaps? But it was taken from them. Yeah, so there's an inscription on the grave over here. So I think I've done everything there is to do outside. I don't know if there's anything new that I can investigate. There's the gardens over here. 2 people died here. One upstairs who was buried outside. And then later another by the fire below. So there's another door in the house that I haven't been in that I'm going to try to track down here. I did find a grave. Someone came to this moon, buried its inhabitant. Sweet. Come on, new text. Cathartic milestone in this game is accessing text. Hey! Well, that's a map. This is in like this sci-fi fantasy, like river wind current setting. It's pretty weird. Oh, search for the site from the mural in Ghost Wake. Is there an inscription? Please let there be an inscription. Yes! Cool. Is that a single word? Most likely not. Ancient scribes didn't always trouble to put in their spaces. They expected their writing to be read. Okay, so let's see. Definitely seen some of these symbols before. The one that kind of looks like a shepherd's crook is usually associated with holiness in some way. Devotion, loyalty. It's got a decent amount in common with pilgrim. Let's put the me on there, though. Oh, this is how I'm going to know for sure that that's right. Cool. Sure, my translation for me is correct. And I like that it has the holy symbol, right? That kind of tells you something about their culture. So, okay, this is showing me other related words that have similar symbols in them. And I can try to use that with as a hint. So that might be loyalty, that might be light, that might be pray. And I guess take me home or find me home. Now, if it's take, I guess I don't have a lot of reason to think it would be take based on the symbols I already have, although it has two symbols in common with the word that I think is loyalty. Maybe it's not. It's the last place I saw that word. Pray for... death, loyalty, friendship, line, or love. It has two characters in common with the one I just discovered. So let me go back to the one I'm currently working on. How to work out what the other words means. Let's try take me home. So if it's similar with buried, it could be like resting place. Be interesting if that does end up being death. Protect. I could see that symbol with the carrot over the waves being like a house. So let's guess that that's what it means. Does take me home work? Is this where whoever lived here came from? This place was built by people from Mercy. No one comes from Ghostwake. Looks like they gave me custom dialogue for that guess, so it might be right. I might be able to apply that to other inscriptions later. I don't think I have anything new to do out here, but I want to pop outside just in case. Smoke must be Renba. He's camping out here. I want other developers to make games in this language genre. This is the coolest idea. I don't know anything about the team that made this, or if they've got, like, linguists on staff. Can you imagine, like, teleporting JR or Tolkien into the present and telling him he can be involved in making a game like this? Workbench. Whoever lived here would have needed to be self-sufficient. They would have needed water. The Goth stack kind of has that premise, but it's less about deciphering characters and more about how English syntax is just burned into our brains. This game's like a mixture of Outer Wilds and the Goth stack. Obtain one more interesting artifact here, the dagger. You've also located one new location of interest, the site from the mural. Are you ready to go yet? Not just yet. There's like a thing back here. Inscription on the rock, yes. The Gostak is part of it's deductive, but part of it is just you have English syntax so burned into your brain that you can figure out a lot of the what a lot of the words must be through context. Let's see. Is this for sure rivers then? Oh, cool. We're about to get a bunch of data here. Must have used the wrong words. Oh, that's cool that it crosses it off. I like that. This could be from, because the X could be a negator. We were thinking that earlier. So let's see. It has things in common with what I believe to be treasures, water, and buried. Trickle wouldn't seem right then. Song might be too poetic for what this is. It's supposed to be a simple concept, right? Let's try that. Your tracks handle this kind of terrain. Sethian. Okay, so that's at least 3 games with a kind of theme like this. It's channel natural. I don't think it is. Dug out. Must be a wellspring here. A feeble one. That requires every drop to be used. Who did design you? I have no idea. Like you can do these conversations while you're walking around. Who designed your legs? Humans aren't designed. They're just the right shape. How convenient for you. Would have run down the channel right past the house. Imagine having a stream of your own. Not a bad way to live. Another inscription, yes. This one's a phrase, run together. Let's see, was I right about that being forever? You already know me, so that's not that. Can add my translation for emperors to my dictionary. Interesting. We really liked figuring out forever last episode because I think that the little marks on the side are like an intensifier. So there's like a double intensifier on forever. Emperors live forever. It would make sense if it's live because I'm pretty sure that the X is a negator. So if death is X live with a similar icon, that would make a lot of sense. Emperors live forever. That will do for now. Emperors here? What are emperors doing out here? Stone pedestal with someone in it. She seems familiar. Same as the statue on Mercy, but very tiny. Recognize her by her hat. Shrine's made of stone. It's not the same stone as the moon itself. Is it as old as the building? Structure is, but the pillar is not. Buildings here are significantly older than the pillar. How old would you say the pillar was? Mid to late Empire. Moving it to this moon must have been difficult. It's a stone from Mercy. No, definitely not. Perhaps it's from the moon in Ghost Wake we saw on the map. Moons are the name of, like, planetoids. It's kind of weird. Like, the fantasy universe are like these stylized wind currents that you can travel on, and moons are just places that you can land. Should tell us a little more about this place. There's a drawn message on it. It's impossibly small. Description hype. One end of a broken fragment of text. Oh, that's kind of cool. They have a little break on the side there. So I was pretty sure this was holy, because it has characters in common with goddess. And that would make sense if that was of. My translation is clearly incorrect. There must be another phrasing. Okay, so it could be goddess of. Hey, a little tick mark is definitely of. I love it. I love how you can logic some of these out based on how complicated the symbol is. Harvest would make sense. This one has characters in common with... Oh, if that's take, then it would make sense if this was harvest. I think that's a good guess. Goddess of Harvest. I think that's right. Very cool. It'll be dark in there. Renba didn't reply. Doesn't look like we're allowed to head back in there. That's okay. So you got to make an Outer Wild style game that uses the spellcasting system from Eternal Darkness. But you have to learn the spell words by doing Heaven's Vault language puzzles. It's at least 700 years old. How do you work that out? But observing the rate of weathering on the stones, extrapolating this building is older than the founding of the Holy Empire in Iox. Nothing's older than the Empire. The Empire and the Fall are all that have ever been. Cool, there's more stuff back here. What do they think you do? By all the moons and waters. You can do a little bit of experimentation for what the runes mean in Eternal Darkness, but... It was a ship. I feel like that at this episode, a lot of our prior deductions are starting to come together a little bit better. Question. To be sure this was Janiki's ship. The circumstantial evidence is very strong. Someone blasted from the sky. Blackened. Ship was still burning as it fell, presumably. This was the hull. Must have been an explosion. Lightships don't usually explode. Must have used an inadvisable propellant to travel. The atmosphere is thin. What do we do now? No, I got more stuff to do. We're not returning now. Is there a way down? I don't believe it would be wise. Too bad. I need more... something under the wood. I need more inscriptions. Please don't be an arm. Is it an ancient token? Hey! Please do something on it. Please do something on it. Don't care. Don't care. No! The owner didn't include an inscription on the surface. Same source as the sculpture, the one we found on the site of Rembus cache. Just to burn for days. And Janiki? Sad robot. I feel like that their face is like a holographic projection. The basic robot is just a really simple shape, right? What I can't figure out is this. What was Renbud doing finding ancient sites? Must have been following a trail. I think my only complaint about this game is that the opening was slow enough and disconnected enough from the core gameplay loop that someone who could be super into this game might lose interest before they get to the cool stuff. Like, you could probably start on this planet and then do a flashback to explain why you're here. This channel comes up from the rock. Wellspring must be down there somewhere. Spring is dead now, mistress. Breathing the last air the moon has to offer. Janiki's not here. Neither is anyone else. Not yet, Robot. Lived here, irrigated the land, prayed in the eye of the cyclone. Some kind of hermit. That seems reasonable. Pretty good guess. Suppose, I always assume we would find Renba. Assumed, I don't know. We'd find something. Take this matter up with Renba in his next life. Yeah, I probably have enough information to start doing more inscription deductions on the ones I've already uncovered. Should be able to head back to the ship now. I think I've done everything else that there is to do. I like the art style, but it does make me wonder, like, was this like, was it Rob Liefeld who hates drawing feet? So does everything he can to avoid it. Last Emperor disappeared after Iox fell. He didn't die there with everyone else. He's suggesting he came here. Secret inscription! I almost missed it. End of a line of text. Okay, well. This could be of. Confirm if that's light. You'd be confident of your translation for light. Hey, that helps a lot with other things. Could be light of day because it's a window. Oh yeah, and if this is oh, that's so great. Okay, so I know for sure this is forever, right? And I was pretty sure when I deduced that was forever, that was because of the 4 tick marks. We've seen that as being like an intensifier, like the most extreme intensifier. So if that means many, 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 many days, and then night is an inverted days symbol, Let's guess that's day. This light of day makes sense. Can't have ever been much light here. I think you get bonus commentary whenever you correctly identify an inscription in the moments. Okay, I just want to make sure there's nothing else to get here before we leave. No way through here. Once been open enough. Tripod on the roof. So it might have held something once. So I guess a telescope. Must have been an outpost observatory. Interesting theory. Cannot imagine what they wanted to observe. They let you like freely theorize what's going on here. Don't know there was a murder. Hey, thanks Nephimel. How you been? The Emperor was hiding here. Perhaps he did not want anyone returning to find him. Cannot climb stairs. No, that's right. I think I got everything up here. You been doing all right, Nephimel? How you been? I think that door is accessible. I might be done. I may have found everything I'm gonna find. 6 would not be happy with me for this. This was the tripod for what I'm assuming is a telescope. Although maybe it was a transmitter. I don't think it was a weapon. Yeah, I think that's all done. This is where we first dropped down. Okay, I think I found all the inscriptions. I'm gonna bounce. I assume I can always come back later if I believe I missed something. We got a lot of progress today, so it's very exciting indeed. That's the map, that's the new location I can go to, so I'm going to try to do that now. I think I had a return to ship option out here. Found one more ancient artifact here, the worn coin. Luck will be able to trace it. Are you ready to go now? Let's get out of here. Leave the moon. We didn't get a chance to explore the dark area.
Darkness.
This isn't the Nightingale. 6. I hate robots. Hate them. Always do this kind of thing. Right before they give you the speech about how it was for your own good. You're about to step on a small ant. My ethical core required me to lock you inside this packing crate. It's cold in here. There you are. Where's your head? Professor, is that you? There's no one here. You are quite alone. You might confess your lie quite safely. I really hate robots. What lie? You're not what you claim. I know this, Miari. You asked me to look and I found so much. So who am I? Just what you appear to be. And nothing more. It's cryptic. Am I talking to Renba? There isn't time. I found something. Something that matters more than your lies. Lexi, there is a great darkness, an all-consuming, hungry darkness. And it's coming. How are you doing this? Oh, I think it is Renba. How are you talking to me? Sorry to tell you this, but you're dead. There's an ancient place, an observatory. It's watching and it holds the wires of our fate in its claws. Tell me what you know. Find it before the vault is lost. Hey! The robots know, but they don't remember. We haven't made it back to the in media res opening of the game yet. Just one question. Are you alive? I guess that would say that. I'm more interested in the vault, but I feel like she would ask that because that's her main mission right now. I have no idea. I don't understand the question. It's nothing. Just thinking out loud. Find humans most curious. You leak your internal state like a punctured bucket. Utterly transparent, I'm sure. Let's see if we can't get out of here. Wherever here is. Make sure there's not a secret inscription in here. Hoppers can misfire. Hopper's like a teleporter, beam, Star Trek beaming device, transporter. No one called you just now? Evidently not. Strange. There's light this way. Yeah, I think this is the little cave where it said it's dark ahead, and he called out for Renba. Let's see how we got in there. I wonder if they do this in case you didn't find this earlier. But I did. Left the surface of the ruined Hermitage Moon near Mercy. Enough new evidence to find an undiscovered site. I wonder how branching this game is. Like, there's definitely some things that I may have not found, right? Do the timeline. Light of day is probably right. Horn coin. Clay figurine is probably goddess of the harvest. I think that makes sense. Etched on the shrine. Emperors live forever. The long thing in the dry channel. Pretty sure I'm from now. Trickle, it's hard to say for sure. Swirling scratches, take me home. I feel pretty good about take if that is in fact harvest. So loyalty has a symbol. The thing that I think is loyalty has a symbol that looks like it means life. So let me review this here. Yeah, life or live maybe. It could be beloved. Painted map showing Ghostwake. Be strong in death, I felt was pretty solid guess. Don't think it's joyful. Definitely not of. I feel like and would be less complicated. I feel pretty good about that being death. And that would make sense if that symbol on the far right means life. That guarded would have life in it, right? Or I guess technically it has all of death in it, if that in fact does mean death. I don't know for sure that that's death though, so I'll just continue for now. Hermitage Moon. Site of Renba's Cache. Mercy, Elboreth. Sight from the mural. So I think that's the new place we want to go. Seeing if there's anything else nearby that would make sense. Market Moon. Perhaps that site will have some answers. Oh, wait. It says something I could scour. Well, let's see. Yeah, let's look for it. Seems like a good idea. See if it gives me an opportunity to select where I want to go here. Still to Iox and tell Miari what we've seen. I'm sure she wants to see the crown. I suppose we could do that first. Look at this thing. Marksmanship is beautiful. More than a simple crown. It's a symbol. Yeah, it's very pretty music. More than the center of a nebula. I believe the metal is a casement for a mechanism of some kind. Does it open? Not in any way I can see. It does contain a mechanism. Select the method by which it might be serviced. My friend Oroy and Elboreth might be able to help. I think he gave me a word translation at the beginning of the game. Oh, never mind. Oroy is somebody else. The Hockey's Elboreth are hardly trustworthy. Young man, I'm from Virginia, so watch your mouth. I'll bear that in mind. Thanks, 6. Figurine. Renba's crystal. I'm guessing it's the same crystal as is in the crown. Marker outside the Hermitage of the Moon near Mercy. Still don't know what it's made of. She looks at home here. Presumably she was fashioned on Mercy. Clay being a material from a waterlogged mine. Actual crown of the Empire. Don't hang it on the chair. I guess they need room to place everything, though. The Mercians on my back. Oh, there's another thing on the crate to look at. Let's do Elboreth. This game is extremely my shit. Show the crown to Ori, or Roy.
We landed in the dust, outside the great walls of Elboreth. No one looked up to watch us arrive. The people here only ever look down.
This was your home? Lived here for 20 years. This is the cactus where I know every stone. I dream these alleyways. There's an inscription on the door. No! I don't actually want to go in there. Wait. Gate to the Upper Citadel. It's a hopper. One of the oldest things in Elboreth. Oh, that's cool. Little teleporting door. Still works. On a sight to the eye, cannot take us inside. What is a hopper eye? Eye is a focus. Receives and reparticulates the hopper signal. Oh, that's why we had to look at the ship before. Think of it as a funnel into which the sands of your being are poured. Such a cool setting. What is a hopper? What's inside it? Interconnected mesh of quantium. Okay, there's your unobtainium. Does it matter? I assume you've used the gate before. Hundreds of times. Children we sometimes climb down the outside of the walls. You just say the word. Catkiss. Oh, it's not working. Most impressive. Elboreth? No. Said Bayaki Rafar. Mercy? That shouldn't work. Didn't think that would do any good. Stupid contraption. Wonder if they have pronunciation for all the glyphs in the game. Read the inscription. Hey! Okay, we see some holy words in there. 2 words, not one. Where does one word end and the next start? Let's see if I'm right about pilgrim, which would make sense if it's moving, right? Enter pilgrim, probably. Shares the symbol for home. That's weird if treasures has that symbol in common. Enter pilgrim? Okay, so I can be pretty sure I'm right about pilgrim then. Interesting. Let me see if I can read that. Pretty sure that's right then. So, okay, it includes the holy symbol. It includes home. So, holy person away from home, maybe? Something like that? That's cool if that's what they mean. Wonder why, if I'm right about buried, it shares a lot in common with the word enter. But it has what I think is a negator. At least I think the X is a negator. Oh, we'll go with that for now. I think that's a good theory. Convince the gate I'm a pilgrim. Interesting. Not really from Elboreth after all. Okay. Possibly we can get more data somewhere else. That's cool, though. I dig it. Word for the gate didn't work. Gate has rejected you. Perhaps you're too Ioxian now. Stone feet. Slums below are named after these feet. The oldest things here. The original statue must have been huge. Is there an inscription on it somewhere? No, stop it! I don't want to go down here. I need to find more inscriptions.
The smell of the slums made me feel like a child again. It hadn't been a happy time. A simple one, at least.
There's no ancient inscriptions down here. Story quest progress, maybe. Don't touch anything, mistress. The structures might topple with the slightest knock. It's more solid than it looks. God's feet's been standing for some time. It's a good name. Why do people live like this? On top of each other? Poverty? Godspeed's a good name. What do you think? They're squashed in. Get as much juice out of them as possible. Harvest. Such as it is. Dried grass. Waiting to be taken inside. What's it for? Some people don't eat it. Maybe we could hide in it. Wait for someone to carry us inside. That sounds extremely uncomfortable. It's like a rice they're collecting over here. Salt, maybe? Been fine ones, but it seems to be decaying. Don't you think that's a bit dramatic? I don't know, mistress. All I know is what I see. I wish there was a run button. I know, right? I think they make up for it by giving you lots of remark and question text, which does actually progress the game in ways. Like it'll add things to a timeline sometimes. Good faith to you. Something wrong with the gate. No. It's temperamental as ever. Interesting. Yeah, sometimes like now when you've tapped out all the dialogue, it would be nice to be able to run. Shattered antler devotional icon of a knotted rope. Yay! Decorated with characters. That's my shit. One end of a blurry fragment of text. See if I'm right about death. Correct with death. Nice. Holds must be right too. Very cool. Okay, so this has the word for me, but slightly changed. Which probably means it's you. I would guess. You're saying dot is me. Dash dot is you, potentially. No, not safe. Death holds you. Don't think we've seen anything quite like this shattered devotional icon before. This have come from a site that's entirely new to us. Ooh. Cool. Who's Roy? An old friend. Glad we found that thing. Getting you seems like a big deal, and also feeling pretty sure about death. Consider it statistically likely that you have not truly answered my question about a Roy. You should be right. Also, if I'm right about death, it means I'm probably right about the negator. How are the crops? Goddess keeps them strong. Walk with the goddess or die on the axe. Don't care. Once you've left, no one allows you to return. Interesting. Probably can't do shit with the gate. Assume those are drying rice harvests. Sprite doesn't comment on them though. To the slums, let's go.
Laughter, shouting, crying, all at once. The sound of 1,000 people packed up like a box of oranges.
Is this the true meaning of slums? No, I want a box of oranges.
The heart of the God's Feet slum was Timor's bar.
Do you got any tales that have
Never once set
ancient
foot
symbols
inside
on
the
them?
upper citadel, or so he liked to claim.
By the turning of the waters, you're back. You seem surprised? Always surprised you come back to Elboreth, but happy.
He was the king of the dung heap.
Are you well? How are you? Live life 1 year at a time. Rules are rules. Your friend there stays outside. No droids. We don't serve their kind here. Oh, he looks so sad. Didn't argue that time. Usually argues. It's not the same robot as last time. You noticed another one? I must have barely let him know, so it's giving you those things. Robots are their eyes. Can you keep plucking them out? Always be a rat, won't you? Whoa. You know where I can find Oroy? Is she up on the... past the gates? Shit. She's moved up in the world. Is she living with someone? Do you ever see her? She never comes down here anymore. You two were inseparable once. Caught you stealing my Rocky cast when you were too small to carry it, let alone drink any. Oh, cool. Or do I pick the lock with a hairpin? Actually super curious how nonlinear this is, because it seems like it's constructed in a way that you can go to different planets in different orders and still put together the different phrases. Because they have a lot of overlap between them. What's the best way through the Citadel Gate? A shrine somewhere in the Citadel. To some old goddess. No one knows the name. Oh. So. Gate will let you through if you want to pray to her, which I think I might already have that information. She'll be the goddess of the harvest, I assume. You need to know her name? No, it was speculation. I don't want to know the answer. Should let me pay for this. You'll pay me back one day. Sure of that.
They say rucker is made from river water, that it burns your throat with the cold of space.
Oh, that river.
But it isn't true. Seymour knocks it up out back in an old metal bin.
About some good news then. I have something for you. Piece of paper. Does it have inscriptions on it? Hey! Get hype.
That mean you're learning words?
Possibly.
Ooh, it's like
Plotted
Rosetta
fragments.
Stone.
Piece of paper. So we know for sure that that's goddesses. Although I have a pretty good guess about pilgrim. So let me replace this. See if this is friend. It's a long one, but I think it must say pilgrim. Okay, I was right about that. Translation friend doesn't feel right. Oh, okay. It's a pretty complicated word. It has a negator and the word life in it. But I can make better guesses for the rest of this. Don't see anything even close to the second word.
Is?
It's probably and, because it's so simple. So, okay. If it's not friend, it has the word life in it, but not the word death, because we already know death. So it could be stranger or it could be god. And it has part of the symbol for goddess.
Do you only get one more guess?
Oh, no, I can continue to gather more information. It might be stranger. I feel like god would be a simpler word given how simple goddess is. So.
I guess a pilgrim is a stranger, right? Because they go to a strange new place.
There used to be more to it than that. Right. You might like this game. Not allowed to play it until I beat it, though.
Okay.
It's like it comes from the same place as the dagger, the one I discovered on the moon. Should make its location easier to find. Where'd you get the piece of paper? One of my customers. You're not the only one who sails to strange shores, you know.
He liked me.
Like in a sexual way?
I think we're just friends. You want another one? No thanks.
You're working. You can't get plastered.
That's right.
Apparently, you're already plastered.
No, it's just the way the movement system works.
No, never mind.
So that's cool. So I'm 100% sure on Pilgrim. I'm probably right on Stranger, and I'm probably right on And. What does that word mean? I'm not sure exactly. It's very old. Kiss is usually a word for a king or a leader. Laborers call people who hire them Micus. Cool. Don't be a stranger. Alright, so I gotta start leaving notes to future Marstead here on my way out. A few new artifacts to consider. Return to the ship now. Not yet. Let me explore this area more just in case. Future Marstead, you're making...
back to our face. Is that easy?
No, it was only because it was a dialogue sequence.
I would just like to say that she's not like super duper like photoshopped hot.
Yeah, I appreciate that.
And I really appreciate that. She looks like a real woman.
Yeah, I agree. Future Marstead, you are currently wrapping up Elboreth. I think that all that there was down in the slums was a bartender to talk to. He gave you a little bit more information. This gate, you probably have to speak the name of the goddess in order to get in. And I'm going to try it really quick since I've got more information now. But I don't think I have the goddess name yet. We have some figurines that seem like it's the goddess of the harvest, but I don't know if we have her name yet. So there might be more... Oh, open. Oh,
Apparently
good job,
Cactus
robots.
is right.
Open. Oh, but it worked for the robot. Question. 6? Where did you go? Mistress. The gate is a hopper. Yeah, we knew that. It's designed to allow robots to freely pass. But not me. Why would it do that? I have no idea. It's your moon. Where'd you go? The main yard. Most unpleasant. I don't recommend it. Can you take me through? Still will not let you through. Okay. So anyway, try to figure out the name of the goddess. Maybe go back to Mary, because that's where we saw the original statue of the goddess. We're pretty sure that's the right goddess of harvest that people mentioned. You have a couple. You probably want to go back to the ship when you start playing next time. Maybe check out this Nightingale pop-up. But you can go back and talk to the professor lady who sent you out here. You're looking for Renba. Renba's missing, and he previously communicated to you through the robot, so you got to get more information about that. I think the game has saved recently. Last saved just now. Thanks. Thanks for keeping this on your sub-blog, Game Saucer. I'm super into this game, and it is extremely my shit.